people. Mr. Speaker, I did not use the words stupid woman about the Prime Minister or anyone else, and am completely opposed to the use of sexist or misogynist language in absolutely any form at all. I'm happy to place that on the record at your request this afternoon. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you. Yes, indeed. Point of order, the Leader of the House.
Mr. Speaker, I think that the country and this House will have drawn their own conclusions, and I deeply regret that the Right Honourable Gentleman has not seen fit to apologise to my Right Honourable friend, the Prime Minister.
Thank you. I thank the Right Honourable Lady for what she has said, which requires no comment from the Chair. Yes, indeed. Point of order, Rachel Maclean.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. With your guidance, how may I make this orderly? Read my lips. I do not believe him. What can we do to further verify this evidence? What can we do to further ask experts to review this evidence and get the apology from the Right Honourable Gentleman that my honourable friend the Prime Minister deserves?
It is not open to a member to impugn the integrity of another member. That is order, please. That is a violation of the established... If the Honourable Lady will permit me, she has raised her point of order perfectly reasonably, and I am responding to her. It is not in order to impute dishonour to another member. That is a very long-established convention of this House, so it is not orderly to accuse another member of dishonesty. When the Honourable Lady inquires what further may be done, the answer to the Honourable Lady is that people can seek to solicit opinions on this matter, including of a professional character. I have offered, at short notice, as I thought was my duty, the fruits of the professional advice that I have received. I've shared that very openly with the House. It is not for the Chair to pronounce judgment, guilty or innocent, upon a member. It is well established that a member is to be taken at his or her word. If the matter is to be further discussed, debated, commented upon, that is to be expected. But it isn't a matter of order for the Chair now. That is as full, and I hope the Honourable Lady will agree, as courteous a response as I could possibly be expected to provide. Yes, indeed. Point of order, Vicky Ford.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I have heard the words stupid woman being used in this chamber about myself, and I'm afraid to say I've heard it from yourself in the Speaker's chair. So, Mr. Speaker, please can we have an apology, draw a line against this and move on?
I'm extremely grateful to the Honourable Lady for her point of order. I understood that she had made this observation outside the House. And what I want to say to the Honourable Lady, whom I always treat with great respect in this chamber, is the following. The Honourable Lady has at no time previously, that is to say prior to today, made that allegation against me. The Honourable Lady has not come to me and said that, and to my knowledge, I am in. If the Honourable Lady will do me the courtesy of allowing me to respond to her point of order, as she has raised it, to my knowledge, I'm not in receipt of a letter alleging that. If there is such an allegation, I refute it 100%. I have received a letter from the Honourable Lady, as she knows, within, I think, the last 24 hours, on an unrelated matter, specifically to do with proxy voting and baby leave, and I believe I'm right in saying, well, perhaps the Honourable Lady will do the courtesy of allowing me to respond. I believe I'm right in saying that she wrote to me upon that matter, at least in part in her capacity as chair of the all-party women group in this House. And to that letter she will, of course, receive a response. That contention has not previously been made, but if it is now made, I say with absolute certainty it is not correct. I have not said that to or about the Honourable Lady. That is my response to the Honourable Lady. Yes, indeed. Yes. Point of order, Laura Pidcock.
Thanks very much, Mr. Speaker. I would like to say it's nice to be back. I would just wonder what conclusion members of the public will draw from the chamber being used in this way. The right honourable gentleman has made his point. Keep going. I have heard from my constituency office today that members of my constituency and residents have had to have present parcels delivered to them because they cannot afford to buy their children presents. They have not got the money for food, and the chamber being used in this way is absolutely pathetic.
Well, the Honourable Lady has made her own point in her own way, and it's on the record, and I thank her for taking part in these proceedings, and I will come to other members, preferably to people who have not already raised points of order. Point of order, Helen Whately.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I think actually it is important what language is used in this chamber. And this centenary year, a large number of us on all sides of the House have made huge efforts to encourage more women to stand for Parliament, many of which have been successful. I believe women are coming forward. It is a great shame that we seem to be nearing the end of the year on such a sour note. Can I urge you, Mr. Speaker, to do more to make sure that the tone of this chamber is better next year, not just to draw a line under this, to make sure next year is better on these points?
I think, can I say to the Honourable Lady, I think that's an entirely reasonable point of order. I'm happy to do my bit, and everybody else should do their bit as well. I have the highest regard for the Honourable Lady, whose commitment on these issues is well known to me. I hope the Honourable Lady and others will take it in the right spirit if I say that throughout my 9.5 years in the chair to date, I have devoted myself to the cause of trying to open up this place. I have sought to do everything I can to promote a progressive approach in the chamber, in the calling of members, in the functions that I host in Speaker's House, in the approach to facilities on the estate, which didn't previously exist. That's all part of the record. It is manifest, it is observable, and it is incontrovertible. Can we all do better? We can. Should we? We should. Will we? I hope that we will. So I am agreeing with the Honourable Lady, and I'm sure that that will please her. Point of order, Mr. Simon Hoare.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. On live television this afternoon, I think everybody in the House would know of well-respected and much admired deaf musician Dame Evelyn Glennie, world-famous percussionist. She was shown by the presenter of that television programme the clip of the Leader of the Opposition and asked what he had said. And he said, "Stupid woman." Is there any way I can put on the record that with that tone of apology from the right honourable gentleman, it would have been better if he hadn't bothered?
Well, I don't honestly think, and I say this in all courtesy to the honourable gentleman whom I've known for 3 decades, that he's really very interested in anything I have to say in response to him. What he wanted to do was to say, no, and I'm not even complaining. I'm not criticising the honourable gentleman, and I'm grateful for his good humour. The honourable gentleman wanted to make his own point, and he's made it. And I stand by what I previously said. The honourable gentleman's made an important point, but it isn't not a contradiction of what I've said about the impossibility of certainty, nor is it inconsistent with the spontaneous interpretation which I myself offered. But I repeat, it was my interpretation. I'm not a lip reader, I'm not a lip speaker, and it's not for me to cast judgment in this matter. And fair-minded people who are interested in the merits of the issue, and I'm sure that includes the honourable gentleman, will know that what I say is true. Yes, indeed. I will come to other colleagues. Point of order, Seema Malhotra.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I also agree that we have a responsibility as members of this House to be upholding the very highest standards in language about each other, but also about each other's integrity. And I do hope that we will be able to see a renewed commitment to that next year. Mr. Speaker, I also would like to say that I have been proud to sit on your committee for enhancing equality and diversity in this House from very soon after I was elected, and to put on record my thanks to you for your commitment to equality and diversity in this House in so many different manners. And my point of order, Mr. Speaker, is on a slightly different topic, however, because according to press reports of a leaked DWP document, EU exit planning, economic downturn, the government, as part of its long-term contingency planning in the event of no deal, suggested it would create a strategy with other departments handling the negative impacts, e.g. homelessness, poverty and suicide. Mr. Speaker, if this is true, these are extremely serious allegations and matters and should be brought explicitly to this House so that we have access to government analysis as to who they expect to fall into poverty, where homelessness could rise and who they see at risk of suicide.
I'm grateful to the young lady for her initial remarks and for her subsequent point of order, to which my response is that there may be an opportunity for those concerns to be aired during the course of the afternoon. Point of order, Sir Desmond Swade.
Mr. Speaker, can I declare an interest as someone who has a bad habit of making utterances under my breath in this chamber? My point of order to you, sir, is had you received different advice from the Lib speakers, giving uncontrovertible evidence as to what the Leader of the Opposition have said, what would have been the result? Because I am deeply concerned about the fact that if members are to be upbraided for what they might say under their breath, we are in the realms of thought crime. And this is the madness that is sweeping the universities. What was said was not on the record.
Well, I'm grateful to the Right Honourable Gentleman. I think I've already pointed to the impossibility of certainty in these matters. I repeat, I think most people would accept the reasonableness of my point, and I note with interest and respect the point that the Right Honourable Gentleman, who's an extremely experienced and distinguished parliamentarian, has made. Point of order, Sir Patrick McLaughlin.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, I fully accept what you have said in the fact that you were not in the eye line of the Leader of the Opposition. Sitting where I was sitting, I was in the eye line of the Leader of the Opposition. I do have to accept what he has said at the dispatch box, because I don't think he would deliberately lie to the House. But other people will be able to draw their own conclusions from it.
Well, can I, off the top of my head, thank the Right Honourable Gentleman for what he has said and for the understated terms in which he has said it. People can form their own judgment, but I appreciate the fact that the Right Honourable Gentleman is not seeking to prolong the argument further, at any rate on the evidence of what he has just said, and that I think is respected. He's a very senior member of this House with long experience. And yes, indeed. Of course, I will come to the Honourable Lady. Point of order, Dr. Matthew Offord.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Can I thank you, Mr. Speaker, because you said you would go away and you would look at the evidence, you would look at the video, and you would make your mind up. And you did that. And I am very grateful. But it is for my constituents to make their own mind up when they actually look at that footage as well. And it is for them to decide if the honourable member or anyone else is indeed a misogynist or anti-Semitic, not for us.
Well, with great respect, and I heard the honourable gentleman out, and it was right to do so. He's made his own point, including a point that was not germane to these exchanges or this controversy, but it stands on the record. I have said I would look into it. I have looked into it. I've come back to the House and I've said what I've said, and the Leader of the Opposition has said what he's said, and I don't honestly think I can be expected to add to that, but I thank the honourable gentleman. A point of order. Yes, I will come to the honourable gentleman. Of course I will. Point of order, Mr. Nigel Huddleston.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Further to the comments made by my honourable friend, the member for Chelmsford, can I say to you, with greatest respect, Mr. Speaker, that there are occasions when people do leave this chamber feeling that they have been offended by yourself. And I think the fact that the honourable member felt that way, yet did not feel that there was an appropriate process in place in order to make that complaint or concern felt, probably suggests we've still got work to do in terms of raising issues and concerns in this place.
Always work to do, and progress is not a matter of an isolated act or a single initiative, but rather of a continuous process. I accept the significance of what the honourable gentleman says in that regard, which seems to me to be unexceptionable. Unexceptionable. Yes, point of order, Laura Smith.
As somebody who is still a relatively new member of this House, I wondered if you could advise me on how I explain to my constituents the level of party politics that is being played out.
Order. That observation at the beginning of that point of order has met with much criticism, but I would very gently say to members can't have it both ways. They can't on the one hand talk about respect, wanting respect for their own right to speak and their own opinion, but not accord a comparable level of respect to someone who happens to express a view that differs from their own. Point of order, Laura Smith.
Mr. Speaker, you hit on the end of my point, because the level of hypocrisy in this place is quite astounding. On this side, over here, we have to put up with the most disgraceful insults thrown at us, and nobody more so, Mr. Speaker, than the Leader of the Opposition, who has to put up with it day in, day out.
Well, the Honourable Lady has made her own point with force in her own way, and I thank her for doing so. She's perfectly in order to do so, and it's on the record. Yes, a point of order. Forgive me. A point of order, Mr. Mike Wood.
Yes. Thank you, Mr. Speaker. The guidance that you issued to members earlier in the week drew attention both to the need for temperate language, but also to the provisions around misogynistic language as part of the respect policy. If these rules don't apply to the Leader of the Opposition, what protection can member staff and staff of the House expect where behaviour isn't broadcast live on international television?
Well, I'm grateful to the Honourable Gentleman for his point of order, and the simple answer to the Honourable Gentleman is that the rules apply to every honourable and right honourable member of this House. That's the factual answer. I can do no other than provide the factual answer, but I thank him for what he said. Yes, I will take remaining points of order. I do ask the House to consider the other business to which we need to proceed. But point of order, Lloyd Russell Moyle.
Thank you, Speaker. On a different note, and I hope on a note that is how point of orders should be used, I would like to seek... I would like to seek your advice.
Well, this is not a moment for levity, but I do want to hear what the Honourable Gentleman has to say. I do want to hear what the Honourable Gentleman has to say. Point of order, Mr. Lloyd Russell Moyle.
I would like to seek your advice how I could get clarification on the answer that I received from the Foreign Secretary in the Yemen statement. I made a statement. I said that the head of the civil servant in the arms control unit had advised against sales, and the ministers had overturned. He declared that that was not true. The Foreign Secretary and the Trade Secretary both refused to attend the Cake Committee hearing on this last year and have said that they will not attend this year. How can we get them to come to the committee to answer these questions, Mr. Speaker?
You can request, I say to the Honourable Gentleman that he can request attendance, and insofar as he inquires about other recourse open to him, my advice to the Honourable Gentleman, who is a resourceful individual, is that he should make the short journey from the chamber to the table office to table questions on this matter. Now, it may be that the Honourable Gentleman will feel inclined to table more than one question. He may table several. He may do so on a repeated basis. There is no prohibition on repetition in the House of Commons. Yes, a point of order, Kemi Badenoch.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Further to your remarks earlier about impugning another member's honour and integrity, I distinctly heard during Prime Minister's questions the Leader of the Opposition refer to her actions as criminal. I've also checked on Hansard, and that is on the record. Is that in order?
Yeah, I'm surprised. Yes. So, it is perfectly in order